Hi guys, it's Miss Becker. I just wanted to discuss a little bit about human resources with you guys. Um, this is lesson 2 of Unit 6. We have one more lesson that we'll do next week. Not even sure if we'll have an assignment with it or not, but I'll just talk a little bit about accounting. And then we're going to go right into our final project and be done. So please try to keep up. Okay, human resources. So we talked briefly about human resources in the last PowerPoint slide because it's all part of management. When you're a human resource manager, you're the manager of a department or director of a department. So when we talk about human resources, we talk about people who work within the company. So they work internally and they really only work with um, the employees of the company. So they don't work with clients and customers. Human resources means that they manage all the internal stuff that goes on, the hiring, the firing, um, um, payroll, benefits, all that stuff, right? So this is something that you could take a look at, but it shows all the different tasks that human resource departments handle. Every company is different depending on the size of the company. Some things may be handled by, like payroll may not be handled by human resources in some companies, but in most companies it is managed by human resources. Um, they certainly, that's where you go for your job interviews with human resources usually. And then they are the ones that implement your salary or your wages. Um, Human resource activities. So these are just some of the activities that's on that chart that you need to look at. That's just to help you understand what human resources does. Okay, so they do a lot of planning for the firm's needs in the future. In other words, are they going to lay people off? Are they going to have to hire new people? Are they going to have to cut salaries because they're having a financial hardship? They do all the planning for that, which also means they do a lot of job analysis to determine, what skills and tasks are necessary for certain positions. They actually go out and recruit new employees. They're the ones that put the ads in the paper or online to look for new people to work for them, new employees. Um, they usually screen the applicants first. So when you send in your resume and cover letter that goes through human resources, they screen you to make sure you're even qualified. Sometimes they do your first interview. Sometimes they don't. It might be the manager of that department. But usually human resources is the first part of the process. They usually handle all orientation. So when you have to get trained for your job, whether it's because you're new to the job or because you just need ongoing training. This is a video from Shark Tank. They interviewed some of the sharks to give you some tips. So that I'm going to let you watch on your own time. I'm not going to play it for you right now. That'll take up all our video time. This was one of the other activities, maintaining. So this is where they work with employee relations, making sure that the employees are happy and satisfied. If there's any conflicts that are going on, complaints that need to be made, laws that are being broken, benefits that need to be offered, or they're having trouble with their benefits, all that is maintained and processed through human resources. Um, Again, I talked about training and development. So human resources manages all the training and development. If you need to go away to a workshop, or if they're bringing somebody in for training, if you want to go back to school and get college credits and maybe they'll pay for it, it all goes through human resources. And then the recruiting, of course, they're the ones that they either work with a large recruiting company. So a lot of our big corporations, like a lot of companies in New York City, will hire a recruiting company to go out and recruit people for you. Like my brother works in security, loss prevention for Bloomingdale's. But one of his first jobs, he worked with Macy's out of college, and then he worked for Lord and Taylor. Was it Lord and Taylor? No, Saks Fifth Avenue. I'm sorry, Saks Fifth Avenue. And a recruiter actually reached out to him. He never put his resume out there. They went looking for him to bring him to work for Toys R Us because that's what recruiters do. It's their job to research and find potential employees. And that actually kind of explains this slide too. External recruiting is, when they look at job applicants from outside the organization to come in and fill the new positions. Internal recruiting is when they just want to interview people within. So they do that a lot of times when they're looking for management positions. Especially if they know there's a couple of candidates in their company that would qualify and be the best fit, then they'll do just internal recruiting and not even post a job to the external world. And then, of course, the selection process is gathering all that information, looking at references, assessing which person would be the best one for the job. Employee benefits is huge. So they're the ones that are in charge of negotiating with insurance companies, setting up how many vacation days you have, what insurance package offers you have, any retirements or pensions that you have, unemployment insurance, which we've talked about, comes through human resources. Of course, all your taxes and all other benefits. So we've already done something in here where we've actually worked on assignments where you guys came up with benefits of a company. I want to say that it was Google, but I can't remember, where they had like maybe a gym membership, they paid for daycare. All that stuff gets done through human resources. These are just some federal laws that you guys can take a look at. I'm not going to go through each one. You can look at them yourselves. It's not something you have to have memorized. It's just that you need to know that they exist. Laws exist to protect employees. Human resources are the ones that make sure those laws are enforced. Age discrimination, civil rights, there's a whole bunch of them. Okay, those are for you to look at. So now finishing up here, I just want to take a look at your assignment. So your human resource assignment. So it's pretty simple, but it's kind of bits and pieces of stuff you've actually done a little bit here and there already. I want you to come up with, you're the director of human resources, come up with a company that you want to be the director of, say Google. You're in the process of hiring a new employee. Pick a position you want to hire them for. Marketing manager, let's say, for example. Okay, so then you're going to do 4 things. The first thing is I want you, excuse me, to write a job description for that position that you're hiring. So go ahead and look it up. Go on salary.com, helpwanted.com. Go into the company organization itself. They probably have job descriptions for people. Come up with a job description for that position. You could type it right here underneath number 1. For number 2, it says create a bulleted list for skills that are required. So if it's a marketing manager, they need to be a good leader. They need to be good with people. They need to be trustworthy, just a couple, 2 or 3, not a big deal. You can delete like this whole thing and just put your bulleted list right there. Okay. Number 3, here's the part that's, really gonna need to think about, although you can Google it and you could find way more than 10 questions. I want you to come up with a list of 10 questions that you would ask this person on a job interview. Okay. It could be questions that you had when you went on the interviews. It could be questions that you Google and look up. And then number 4, so for this one, I just want you to come up with 6 benefits that you're going to offer to this employee. Gym membership, retirement plan, health insurance, dental care, whatever. Okay, you come up with 6 things yourself. Okay? Okay, guys, let me know if you have any questions. Like I said, the next assignment is for accounting. If there is an assignment, it'll be small. We'll discuss that next Monday, and I think Wednesday we'll be starting your final project. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. Bye, guys.